Well, hello there. It seems you have stumbled across Sergeant Snowballs channel. What is up, guys? We just hit over 400 subscribers. Thank you so much. That was a goal of mine for quite a while. Ever since I had about, I think, 100 subscribers, I made a goal for 200 subscribers, open lobbies, 400 subscribers, story times, 600 subscribers for, I think, a podcast, or that was 1,000 subscribers. I have to look at it again. If you guys want to see that, it's on my channel. But thank you so much, guys, for 400 subscribers. This is really awesome. I've been waiting on this goal for quite a while because my channel doesn't grow as fast as other people's do. But for 400 subs, I was going to start these story times. And so right now, I can only upload these on Mondays because that is my schedule for the COD commentaries, you know, the post-coms and whatnot, since I'm uploading 2 videos a day. And so hopefully you guys are really enjoying that. So these are story times. I'm going to try to come out with them on Mondays for as long as I really can for basically my whole life. So the first one I really wanted to talk about, and I've been thinking about this one for a while, and right now I can say it was my first fight, and I don't regret it. You know, I mean, the stuff that happened, it is kind of brutal for a first fight, but you know, I don't regret it. So growing up, I was normally like the small kid in school. Now I graduated high school 2 years ago, and I'm about 5'6" now, and I weigh 135. So I'm really not that big of a kid, but I do a lot of MMA. I've been fighting for a while, so I realized, you know, being smaller is actually better for fighting. And a lot of people don't think that, oh, if you're a really big guy, then you can just get away with anything. Well, so in 5th grade was my first fight, and I've always hated bullies. I got picked on a lot as a kid, so I started MMA in my last year of high school. And before that, I had a really short freaking temper, and I would get mad really easily. And you know, so I'd like, you know, kind of throw punches and stuff like that. You know, I know how to punch and stuff like that, but I never really knew the proper, I guess, techniques to fighting and like MMA style and stuff like that. So this guy, you know, in 5th grade, I was about 4'11", 5 foot tall. I wasn't a really big kid, and this guy was already like 5'7", and he was really big. I mean, he looks like the guy that's been held back a few years, but he actually wasn't. And I don't know why this kid was so freaking huge back then, but he was like scary to everybody. And he would pick on people, but he wasn't really like your old school type of bully to where he'd like eat your lunch and take your money and shit like that. But he would, you know, a lot of verbal abuse and stuff like that, which is pretty hurtful to a little kid. and you know, he'd push people around and stuff like that, and just try to get what he wants all the time. And it's really annoying. Nobody ever really liked him. So one day, you know, we're in 5th grade, and we're about to go to the same class, and we're outside in our lockers out in the hallway. And I had a top locker, he had a bottom locker. And so basically I grabbed a book out of my locker, and it knocked this little binder out. And it was an empty binder, it wasn't heavy or anything, and it landed on his foot. And he picked it up, and he like threw it at me, and he goes, "Oh, pick your crap up, don't be throwing it at me." And me having a short temper, I was already pretty pissed off at this. And so I was just like, oh, hell no, you know. So I put it back up in my locker, and I put like one finger on it. And I remember this so good. I pulled it down, and it fell back out, and it hit him again. And I just kind of like laughed, and I turned around. And he got up, he jumped up, and he pushed me away. And then he came at me and trying to like punch me and stuff. And now back then, I didn't know anything about fighting, guys. Like, not shit, but I don't know what came over me. For some reason, I knew exactly what to do. Like, I started backing up a little bit once he ran at me, started swinging at me, and I was like, this dude has no idea what he's doing, right? And I took one step back, and I threw a front kick forward, hit him in the freaking stomach, and since he was so tall, I couldn't get like above the stomach. You're supposed to kick in the solar plex, but I hit him in the stomach, and then he like couldn't breathe, and then I ran in, and he was like hunched over, and I grabbed him in the back of the head and chunked him into the locker, and it was open. And if you know how like a locking mechanism works, the thing hooks onto a latch that looks like a spike sticking out. Well, his face went straight into that, and it cut his freaking forehead open and all the way down the left side of his cheek. And the dude was gushing blood everywhere, and I was like, holy shit. And I walked off and went to class, and my teacher was standing right there and saw the whole thing. And she like basically drugged me out of class and took me down to the office, and I got suspended and shit. And you know, suspension, it's like, okay, you go home and everything, but people would think, oh cool, I get to sit home and play video games and watch TV and shit, but with my parents, hell no, you can't do anything like that. And then once I got back, I had an in-school suspension, so you go to this little office and sit there and do work all day, and you know, you can't sleep, you can't talk or anything like that. And for a 5th grader, that sucks. But you know, I would never take that back. If I had a chance to do that again, you know, to live that part of my life over again, I would do the same thing, because that's how much I dislike bullying in school. You know, somebody who's big thinks they can walk around and be a badass. It doesn't matter how big you are. You know, the smaller person has a big advantage to a fight. And, you know, I'm not talking about, you know, a little 5-year-old kid fighting a 30-year-old 600-pound man. I was talking about somebody, you know, the same age group relatively, and just knowing how to stay calm and not freak out. And that's basically what I did, you know. And starting in high school, I picked up fighting, and I've been doing a lot of MMA fighting and you know, cage fighting, stuff like that style, UFC stuff. And it's been a lot of fun knowing how to protect yourself and everything. And that's just one thing I've learned. And from that point on, I was never scared of people in school or anything, because I used to be scared of that guy because he was freaking huge, you know, and he'd bully people around and everything. And after that, I was like, well, shit, you know, I can do that to anybody. Doesn't matter how big you are. And so just don't let any bullies get to you guys. I'm not saying just go ape shit and beat the shit out of them. I'm just saying take care of yourself, and don't be scared of people like that, because it really doesn't matter how big you are. So hopefully you guys enjoy these story times. If you did, you guys wouldn't mind leaving a rating down below, like, dislike. You know, it just helps me know that with this new series, how you guys feel. And I will see you guys later. Peace.